Hey, thanks for stopping by Casks-n-Que, where whiskey and barbecue meet. I'm your host, Justin Lloyd. I have with me my good friend Henry Turner.
Hello.
This is episode 14 of our Whiskey Advent Calendar series. We hope you've been following along and enjoying the series so far. We've been wrong a lot.
I would definitely say we're blind whiskey tasting experts. If you wanted to tune in and see guys who actually know the bottles that are in the blind and still can't get them right.
That's right. So let's get into number 14. Okay, so when we look at the whiskey here, this one, Henry had mentioned a brown color, and I think he's right.
Yeah, nice medium brown on this one, and this one's not as thick as some of the other ones that we had, but it's got a nice smell coming out the glass. I'm curious what this one is.
Yeah, me too. Let's nose it, taste it, and talk about it. This one is, I can smell it out of the glass already.
Yeah, look
Ooh,
here.
This one's different, Henry. This one's...
Now, there is still another Irish in here, but this does not look like an Irish with a dark color.
Hey, I like that Glencairn.
Yeah, we could definitely talk about this, and this is from one of the original whiskey clubs here in Arkansas, Spa City Bourbon. I don't know if that's showing up on camera.
It won't show up on camera,
but yeah, man, like Tim Holder and Taylor Golden are the admins over it. And it's one of the original clubs that's around here long before I started getting into whiskey, and we got to actually hang out with Tim last night, so he's a great guy in the community. So just glad I got one of these Glencairns and really like that club. Now,
man,
for me, I'm telling you, I'm getting malt off of this. I'm going to die on the malt hill today.
This whole series has deflated my ego so much so that I don't know what the hell is in this glass.
But the dark color of it, and look at,
It's not bourbon. It can't be.
I think this is, but I'm going to tell you something else, and I'm very weird. And I'm going to get this 100% wrong. There is a New York smell on whiskeys, and I think it's something about they pull their water from some aquifer up there. I swear.
Oh, are you talking like Widow Jane?
Now, Widow Jane is source Dickel.
It is?
Yes, I don't know if you do that.
That's why I don't like it.
But I think this might be a New York whiskey, and I could be, or a bourbon.
Oh, what is the other one that's New York? Well, there's a few.
You've got but you got Kings County. That's
Kings
the other
County.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one with the white label and the typewriter.
It could be. I'm swearing I'm getting that malt and that New York water off of this one, but I've already tried to call this bottle out once today, and I was wrong. So,
and it's a bourbon, you're saying?
Yes.
See, to me, this...
It's got some malt on it, though.
Yeah, okay. Man, I don't know my whiskey. Go ahead and follow us for more whiskey content.
And once again, I could be wrong about this. This could be another one that's still out there. As we're getting down to it.
I'm getting like a spearmint, and that's what's making me think.
Oh, you think it might be a rye?
I'm wondering. To me, there's herbalness in there.
Could be in there, and I could be wrong about that too. It's going to be interesting.
I don't think this is a bourbon, and if I'm wrong, then everybody laugh at me.
All right, let's go ahead and try this one.
It's not a bourbon. There's no way. If it's a bourbon, it's one of the most unique profiles I've ever tasted. To me, it's earthy, almost like
You're right.
It's almost like. If rusty was a flavor, not bad though. Like,
yeah, I know what you're talking about. You get that iron coming.
Iron, yeah.
And
I wonder if that has to do with the brown color of the whiskey.
Could be the iron. Could be the green beans that's coming across a little bit. You get a little bit of green beans and iron on that.
I don't know about green beans, but iron. But yeah, well, okay, yeah. Like in the crock pot, yeah, I get you.
So I'm still gonna stick with. I think this is the Kings County cast strength. Yes. And
it's good.
I'll tell you why here in a little bit, because this reminds me of one of my absolute favorite whiskeys that's out there.
And this has been so fun doing all this.
Oh yeah, I think that's
it's
it.
Like,
I think that's it.
You think it is?
I think it is.
I just think it's neat that all these whiskeys are so different. You think you know, but you don't. You really don't. I mean, you guys might out there. I don't know. I have a channel called Casks-n-Que. I don't know shit about whiskey.
But we try really hard.
We try really hard. Yeah, the earthy tones, the spice. I'm not getting spearmint on the palate, but I am getting what I would think is a rye flavor.
I get some nice, fresh, dark green. Like, it's like a fresh black tea. Like if you just picked the tea leaves and made a tea out of it.
Black tea for sure.
Yeah, but like fresh, like straight out of the garden or straight off of the vine or wherever tea leaves come from, right? I guess tea tree. But like fresh off of that, and then you just made it, that's what I'm getting that nice herbalness off of it. And that's the reason why I do think it's the Kings County cask strength bourbon. And I'll tell you why later, but that's my guess.
I gotta pick something. Is this Sagamore cask strength rye?
It could be. That's not in the list, but it could be, you know.
Well, okay, let's find out.
All right.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Everywhere you go. Booyah!
Kings County Barrel Strength Bourbon, 132.4 proof. Henry is the man.
Well, I finally got one right today, and let me tell you why. And I've been searching for this bottle all day as we've been taping. But the thing is about this is one of my favorite whiskeys when I first started was Old Elk Sour Mash. And when we looked on the back of it, it said that it was distilled in New York. And we could never figure out which distillery did a sour mash because they don't, even Kings County doesn't say that. Okay. But when I finally got the Kings County cask strength, I put them side by side, and that first sour mash batch won. The rest of them are not great. Taste almost identical to this except at a lower proof. So that's the reason why I like it. It had that New York come across with it. It has a little bit of that vegetal, that fresh green tea flavor to it. It's just an exceptional whiskey. And this is one of those, I think I got this at a steal. Some places this goes for $90 to $100. Store I caught this at, I think it was $65.
Oh, that's a steal.
And it's a 132 proof or something like that. So it's a higher proof whiskey. And it's this is one that has like 35 or 40% malt. So this is one of my absolute favorite little known craft distillery, if you want to call it. They do have some single barrels, but it's a no frills bottle when you see it. You see that Kings County. It's nothing but a glass bottle with a white stripe around it. But it actually, they make good stuff out of there.
So I wonder the reason I was getting the rye, you think it could have been because of the malt?
I think the malt and the proof, because it's a proofy one. 132, it's going to definitely let you know what's going on. So,
and you mentioned the New York flavor. Do you think that maybe the water or the way they're...
in my humble opinion...
Because I mean, this is different.
Yeah, whenever I have a New York whiskey, it has just a little bit of a different flavor profile to it. And I think it's something about where they source the water from and maybe some of the grains. But I can sometimes pick up a New York bourbon or whiskey when I know it's from there. So...
Well, you learn something new every day.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for sticking around. If you don't mind, go ahead and like, subscribe, and smash that bell. It's going to help us out a lot. We hope you're following along in our Whiskey Advent Calendar series. Henry, thanks for bringing this by.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that stuff.